207 5437 207 543.
I think it's the best decision of my life.
Everything is okay.
Yeah.
Even the vault is very nice.
Huh?
Even the vault is very good.
Yeah.
There has to be a vault, no?
Welcome back. I'm Dr. Rahil Chaudhary, and it's a beautiful day today because I have my celebrity patient sitting with me here today. Rakul has got her Staar ICL procedure done, and today she's here for her follow-up.
Yes.
We are grateful to you, Rakul, that you agreed to come on camera
No,
and
of course.
discuss about your ICL journey.
Yeah.
And I feel this interview that we are having is going to be a motivation for so many youngsters
Right.
to pursue these specs removal procedures, especially with the ICL
Yeah.
technology. So, Rakul, we want to just understand basics around ICL from
Yeah.
a patient's perspective. तो
Yeah.
किसी का ऑपरेशन अगर होता है ICL का तो उसको कैसा फील होता है, कैसा उसका पोस्ट ऑप रहता है, कैसा प्री ऑप रहता है, बिकॉज वी अंडरस्टैंड कि लेजर प्रोसीजर्स ज़्यादा पॉपुलर है.
Correct.
And even when we are doing the OPDs and somebody comes in for specs removal and उनको हम ICL के बारे में बताते हैं तो थोड़ा सा they are apprehensive, they are on a back foot.
I'm actually surprised that people are apprehensive because this is actually a newer technology and a much more, at least for me, very, very comfortable, you know. So
Absolutely.
I had a very high power. For people who don't know, and what happens with LASIK is, and why I was suggested ICL was that LASIK is that your corneal thickness needs to be scraped off, right? So अगर आपकी high power है, and then how much, there's a limit to how much you can.
Yes, yes.
And then I think the benefit of ICL is that if later in life, especially with girls, see, you know, your power can fluctuate. You get pregnant, there are fluctuations,
Yes, yes.
and if there's a -1, -2 fluctuation also, after you've done ICL, you can do LASIK on top of that and do a correction.
Yes, yes.
So that for me was very relieving because in our kind of work, you need your power to be right, you know.
Yes,
जब मैं
yes.
चश्मे पहनती थी, I mean, I actually got power much later, like
So
in high
that
school.
was my first question for you, Radha. So what was the reason that first you were looking for the solution? So you had this high power.
Yeah, so-
and I believe in your profession, most of the times we can't wear glasses.
Yeah, of course you can't, unless you're playing a character.
So most of the times I believe you were on the contact
I
lenses.
was on contact
like we were
lenses.
discussing before.
Yeah.
So contact lenses, we understand that initially they work very well.
Yeah.
But when you're wearing it for a longer period, you have those allergies and infections
Yeah.
and redness and watering
Yeah.
happening. So what was that time when you finally decided that enough of these nonsense, I want to get a
So
permanent
I'll
thing
tell
done?
you, I got power in my 11th grade, okay, and then through college, and I think in about 2 years I started wearing contact lenses. I was not wearing chashmas. But then what happened is that I started working also right in college, modeling, acting, all of that. And after a couple of years, I think 6-7 years, मैंने contact lenses पहने.
Yeah.
But then when you are shooting in dust, you know, sometimes you're shooting in Registan,
it's
sometimes
a
you're
big
in
hassle.
snow,
Yeah,
and sometimes glycerine to cry. And I was really, and that would give me a lot of redness,
Yeah.
you know. And if I didn't have glycerine, then
You can't play the character.
yeah, I mean, yeah, that was not possible. And also, if I didn't have lenses, then I can't see.
Yeah, so when you have high powers and you don't have that support of contact lenses or glasses, so it's a major handicap.
Yeah.
Because you can't even see somebody who's standing in front
And
of
also,
you.
you know, first thing, so see, as an actor for me, what was very important is I used to wear the lightest chashma, so that it doesn't give me any marks, right?
Yeah.
And so subah utte hi to I can't put contact lenses. So every time I went to shoot, then I would wear my contacts. So I just wanted to get rid of it. And I think it's the best decision of my life. The best decision of my life, because I still remember, and I'm not kidding, I woke up in the morning and वो तो ना आप चश्मा साइड में रखते हो,
और वो पहनने
राइट,
की जरूरत
वो
पड़ती।
नहीं, ऐसे उठ के मेरा हाथ जाता था चश्मे पे. तो उस दिन जब मैं उठी और मेरा हाथ ऐसे चश्मे पे गया, and I was like, oh, दुनिया is clear.
I know,
It was a jadoo moment.
See the hands of a clock and
I
the
could
second
see
ticking.
everything, and
When
I
you're driving, you can see the number plate.
Yeah,
And it
yeah.
is so magical because it all happens overnight.
yeah.
आज ऑपरेशन करा, अगले दिन से पेशेंट
Yeah.
almost clear हो जाता है.
Yeah.
In the week's time, the vision
You have a
settles down.
little blurriness in the first 1 week, 10 days, but that also settles.
Did you not have a hitch कि यार सुना LASIK या laser के बारे में, and now we have a lens.
No, I think I was
inside.
briefed correctly, and the pros and cons were given, and it is stupid to go against. See, I knew I always want a good power.
Yeah.
You know, so if later I have fluctuation, I wanted to have this solution of either, you know, an ICL can also be taken out.
Yes, that is
So
the
it
beauty
is
of
reversible.
reversible.
So I was very sure that okay, if it doesn't work for me, it's reversible. Worst case scenario, I'll go back to contact lenses. But luckily, it really worked out,
No, it's a
and
beautiful technology.
touch
It has
wood.
been there
Yeah.
for the last 30 years.
Yeah.
It's been used globally,
Yeah.
and almost 3 million Staar ICLs have already been implanted.
Yes.
So that also gives us a lot of trust in the technology.
Yeah.
Plus, the Staar ICL is the only ICL which is approved from US FDA also for safety. So there are multiple brands of ICLs
Correct.
available, but we always choose the Staar one because
Correct.
that has that credibility
Yeah.
associated. So we
Yeah.
are more confident around it.
Yeah.
Rakul, how was the surgery experience?
It was, if I have to tell people, I think it was very seamless. It was, I think, 30 minutes or something, 15, 20, 30 minutes. And I could see what's happening. Like, I was not on general anesthesia. I was just, the eyes were numbed. And then I had a Band-Aid on my eyes, I think, for an hour or a couple of hours.
1 to 2 hours they put that back.
Yeah, 1 to 2 hours. I remember that when it was removed, there were certain precautions I had to take, like no screen for a few days, no TV, no mobile. 24 hours actually.
And you
I
have
was
to
told
bathe below the neck also.
correct, bathe below the neck. I was given eye drops, some 2-3 kinds of eye drops to put. And within 2-3 days, I was back to scrolling on my phone. And it wasn't like, oh, don't see the phone.
Yeah.
Only 24 hours I didn't see the phone. After that, I was fine. And what it's done to me is just like,
I know it's a huge.
I mean, I can,
life-changing experience.
yeah, I can swim on the beach. In salt water, I can put glycerine, I can do whatever I want, touch wood.
It's a lifestyle hassle. Those
Yeah.
glasses, the
Yeah.
frames continuously in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
You are limited to so many things.
And
you
also
can't play
na-
golf, you can't do swimming,
You
you can't
sports.
do cricket, you can't get into sports.
So I used to do everything with contact lenses, but then again, how much with like swimming was an issue with contact
and
lenses.
we recommend not to do swimming with the contacts
So I
on.
could not swim, and then I can't. The vision is not clear. And if I go to a beach place, or even if I'm swimming in a pool, you just want to
Yes.
have a clear vision.
Yeah.
And more than that, I think technology has advanced so much that we should be well informed
Exactly.
and take the right. Listen to the doctor and take the right method of correction
Absolutely.
forward.
Yeah. So for our audiences, मैं सबको ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि ICL procedure is a very comfortable procedure. इन ऑपरेशंस में कोई भी दर्द, इंजेक्शन, टांका, ब्लेड, पट्टी नहीं होता. पूरा सर्जरी जो है वो 10 से 20 मिनट में हो जाता
Yeah.
है. नेक्स्ट डे मॉर्निंग द विजन बिकम्स क्लियर.
Yeah.
4-5 days ऑफ बेसिक प्रिकॉशंस, मोबाइल ना यूज करो, थोड़ा गले के नीचे नहा लो, थोड़ा सा
Yeah.
धूल मिट्टी से बच के घर के अंदर रह लो, एंड
Yeah.
दैट इज इट. आफ्टर
Yeah.
दैट यू आर नाइस एंड परफेक्ट एंड यू स्टार्ट विद ऑल योर रूटीन एक्टिविटी.
Can I tell you something if it will help people? In about a week, I was back on shoot.
Yeah.
And the first, and that day the scene was me putting glycerine. And I was fine. Touch wood. So I was fine. I think night driving is something for a couple of days you avoid because of the glare. But it all subsequently settles, and there's nothing I can't do today.
Yeah, and also we tell people that we are changing your 20-30-year-old system overnight.
Yeah,
So don't expect magics to happen.
correct.
So when we do the surgery, the body will gradually adapt to the new system,
Yeah.
and you become comfortable by the day.
Yeah.
And in 15 days to a month's time, you
Yeah,
don't even
you're
have to
super comfortable.
remember also.
Yeah.
Whenever something done to your eye, just live like a normal person.
Yeah, I don't remember.
So Rakul, you have an idea how these tests work and what was the reason we were doing these multiple testings for you?
I mean, I have a vague idea, but I don't
So
know
now
the
that
names of
you're
the
here
machines.
and you're making this video, thoda sa for the information of our audiences also, we'll go back to the investigation room and thoda sa I'll just explain कि कौन सी हमने जो checking करी थी उनका relevance क्या होता है.
Okay, lovely.
This place you already know, you've been here before. So this is where we do the spectacle power checking.
Correct.
Okay, so the first step towards ICL is that the more accurately we calculate the power, the better the results are.
Correct.
So we do your dilated checkups, undilated checkups, a lot of machines
Yeah.
which are trying to come
Yeah.
as close to calculation of power as possible.
Correct.
Right? And then we start checking the front part of your eye,
Right.
which is called the cornea. So
called
when
correct.
somebody is coming in for the specs removal procedures, we really don't know कि उनको कौन सा procedure suit करेगा.
Correct.
Laser वाला, ICL वाला, RLE वाला.
Correct.
So we're doing a thorough checkup. And so all these things you already know, you've been
Yeah.
through all these. So pentacam हो गया, oculizer हो गया, corvis हो गया, कुछ एक नई technology.
कभी ये सब नाम मुझे नहीं पता थे, मुझे तो machines पता है.
Everything is just to check the front part of it.
Yes.
And then once we do with the front part checking, then we go to the second floor. वहाँ पे हम थोड़ा सा पीछे का part check कर लेते हैं.
Right.
Everything here is for the back of your eye,
Yeah.
which is the retina. So unless until the retina is not 100% healthy, there's no
Correct.
point doing any of these procedures because
Correct.
ultimately जो light मिलनी है वो पर्दे को brain तक भेजना है. That is how you're able to see.
Yeah.
So this is the dry eye room.
Right.
So again, because all these procedures they induce dryness. ICL
Yes.
में there's no dryness.
Yeah, ICL doesn't
When they
cause.
do laser, they cause dryness. So यहाँ पे सारा वो सब check करते हैं
Dry eyes.
कि eyes में dryness है कि नहीं. Because you already know सब हुआ हुआ है.
Correct.
यहाँ पे all those extra checking that we do कि RLE हो रहा है, ICL हो रहा है. तो ICL में the most important thing is the ACD
Correct.
that we were discussing कि आँख में एक natural space होना ज़रूरी है.
Correct.
So if that space is not there, if the ACD is not more than 2.8 millimeter, we can't implant an ICL inside. So this is where we do all those checkings.
Lovely.